Shoots.
Bang it!
Shoots.
Oh!
You don't take him off. Fucking come on!
What great decision to keep him on!
That's my clean sheet.
Neto!
What a ping.
Neto!
What a ping.
Neto! Neto!
Fucking
He actually shouldn't be on the pitch. He should be sent off.
Oh, here we go!
Should be.
He's got great!
fucking excuse.
It's been a crazy weekend. We couldn't get the job done, unfortunately, and we escaped by the skin of our teeth in this 1-1 draw against Arsenal at the Bridge. And like I say, we were lucky not to lose it. Havertz's goal was disallowed, but he very nearly won it for them at the death. And boy, he was shushing us at one point. That didn't work out for him, but boy, oh boy, I don't think he would have been shushing. I think him and the Arsenal faithful would have been going absolutely mental. But listen, it's another one of those games where you think Chelsea absolutely could have come away with something, but we were also lucky to actually come away with something at the same time. I've seen a lot of people criticizing some of the usual suspects being like, fucking... the games we've had as of late, the run of games we've had, Liverpool loss, Newcastle win, we drew against Manchester United, and now we've drawn against Arsenal. And what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. We've got 3, 4, 5 points out of a possible 12, if I'm not mistaken. It's not great. It's not great. However, taking only one loss out of that 4 games, and you're losing the only game against the top of the league at the moment in Liverpool, away from home, a stadium we haven't won at in God knows how long. It could have been worse. And coming into this run of games with high... Not high expectations, but expectations. I think I said 7 points. I'm fairly sure I said I would be happy with 7 points. We obviously didn't get that. But at the same time, we only lost 1, and that was against Liverpool. Can you really complain? But then a lot of people I've seen saying Maresca, he bottles it on the big stage. He can only do it against Newcastle, who aren't very good at the moment, and so on and so forth. Palmer doesn't show up on the big stage, and it's like, are we watching the same thing? Are you watching a Chelsea side that was what it was and is now what it is? The comparison is completely night and day between the last 2 seasons and where we are right now. Our Chelsea side, our B team, batters our A team over the last couple of seasons. If you are seriously unhappy where we are as a team, albeit sure, you look at the table, and at the moment it's 28 for Liverpool, 23 for Man City, then Chelsea and Arsenal on 19, so are Forest, so are Brighton, and then a load of other teams with 18 points. We are literally 2 points away from being 9th as they sit in 3rd. However, we're still in 3rd. So if you'd had said to me that we'd be in 3rd place come this time of year, I would probably have laughed at you. If you'd said that we'd be above Arsenal, albeit by 2 goal difference, I would have laughed at you. But we're here. I still think we can get top 4. I think it's very much in the realm of possibility to get top 4. But hey, we've got a game to talk about. Obviously, I was on the Pitchside watch along again for the 2nd time. Massive thing. Obviously, very, very last minute I was meant to be doing, and I was getting ready to do the watch along on this channel, but when they come a knocking, you can't be turning down those opportunities. Do you know what I'm saying? So 2nd time on there, it was good. It's hard to watch the game, if that makes sense, because you got 3 other blokes yapping away in your ear, and you need to act sort of somewhat engaged in what they're saying, but also watching the game and answering questions. It's quite hard. So I didn't I watched more of it than I did in terms of the Liverpool game because that was my first time. That was a bit daunting. But in this game, I feel like I watched more. So let's go through some of the things. No player ratings for this game, as you know. I can't lie. I didn't watch it in anywhere near enough depth to give a fair rating. So we're going to bypass that today, hence why we're doing a match review. But we'll give some sort of ratings to certain players. And we're going to start off with Malo Gusto, who, let's be honest, that chance at the beginning of the game, we could have easily gone, I think it would have been 1-0, was it not? Malo Gusto's chance. Either way, whatever it was, I think... You absolutely need to be. That was in the 24th minute. So yeah, absolutely. First half, more than a chance. Let's put it that way. Like he was probably harder to put it over the net in that case, and then he was injured and whatever. But I really think it was a sign of things to come where we didn't put some chances away. We had some really good chances, to say the least, but it was all squandered. You know, Wesley Fofana had his Haaland-esque sort of chance, which obviously a lot harder to execute that sort of thing. But again, it was an absolutely fantastic cross. And I just feel like those kinds of chances in games like this, when those chances come, you really do need to be making more of it. And someone who did make the most of his chance was, of course, Pedro Neto, who, for all it's worth, you know, Theo was moaning in my ear about, you know, he should have been sent off. And I mean, you could have seen it. You could have. I think what was it? Like a little push on Ben White. It was very weak. I don't think it was ever really going to be a red card, but if it was, I wouldn't have been surprised at the same time because it's Arsenal and, you know, who knows, big game, all that sort of thing. But good thing he did stay on. Obviously, I think Madueke had been subbed off, and Tom was saying about like how they taken Madueke off and not Neto, and then Neto went and scored, and I was saying, as you saw in the video at the beginning, that's why you don't take Neto off, because he can and will deliver when given the chance. Which, again, so many chances that we had in this game, were just not clinical enough, in my opinion, for these big games in order to get those wins that we so desperately need. In all honesty, that is the difference between where we were, where we are, and where we wish to be. I just think it's just the tiniest of changes needs to be made in order to make us a little bit more clinical. Yeah. On another note, Kai Havertz obviously scoring, shushing the crowd, didn't quite work out for him. Fucking idiot, honestly. What a weird guy. What a strange guy that man is, eh? What a really weird geezer that guy is. It's absolutely fantastic to see him score and have it disallowed after shushing the crowd. Like, honestly, what a weird guy. I'll be honest though, I thought he'd won it right at the death. I think he thought he'd won it right at the death as well. And so I do think we were rather lucky to get away with it. Their first goal, Martinelli, absolutely shambolic goalkeeping from Robert Sanchez, who once again can make some really good saves, but the fundamentals, the real easy parts of being a goalkeeper, he just, how are you allowing such a big gap at your near post? He just passed it in. He walked towards him and just went, right, cheers, and passed it in the back of the net. I am bewildered as to how Robert Sanchez truly thinks that was even remotely good positioning. I'm just, it's just another one of those things, isn't it? It's just another one of those things where, you know, you think, how on earth have you allowed him? and then you remember it is Sanchez, and then you think, well, yeah, it is what it is. Moving on, we do, of course, have, from what I can gather, we do have the better run coming after the international break than you know, our teams around us. We've got Leicester away. That's a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Not this Saturday coming, but the next Saturday. It's obviously international break. But not yet Tuchel time. Then we've got Heidenheim on the Thursday. Aston Villa, you know, not an easy game that will be at all. Southampton, Tottenham, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, and Ipswich leading into the new year. So there's a couple of big ones. There's a couple of games there, but I feel like we have gotten through the real hard ones. No doubt we'll drop points from time to time here, but when you factor in, from what I've heard, other teams, the games that they have coming up, I do think that we stand a bit of a better chance to finish in the top 4 come the new year. So fingers crossed. With that said, still on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I feel like we would have been a bit closer yesterday had I obviously done the watch along, but what are you going to do? These chances, like I say, they don't come around very often. Whether or not they'll come about again, we'll wait and see. But until then, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of for any future content on the channel. Let's hope it works. It does. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.